there are all kinds of crazy things that actually end up happening in this community. And I don't think the people really pay attention to a lot of these things. Well, 2 weeks back, Dabbers Cards and Games, located in Georgia, actually ended up having a win-a-car tournament. And they didn't want to post the results until after the NAWCQ. And I've got the deck list. I wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to talk about, a little bit before we get into that list though, about the potential of tournaments like this. So what you see here is the car that the Duelist won. Yeah, you ever just play a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament and win a car? Well, Michael Jafar did just that. Coming off of a top 4 Las Vegas regional win, this man said, you know what, we're going to go all the way here and we're going to win a car as well, which is pretty goddamn impressive in the grand scheme of things. Now, you always hear about win a case tournament, win a PS4, win a Switch, hear about all these things, but you never hear about any tournaments that step up and go, hey, you want to win a car. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't a $10,000 luxurious, travel to events car. But the thing that I think a lot of people missed out of this event, though, was people liked the concept of, hey, you know what, the car's good enough to drive back and forth to events. You want some mode of transportation right here. This is exactly what we're going for. Now, like I said, it's not luxurious. It would almost be crazy unless you could get that many players out for something like this. But Dabbers did something unique, and that's why I wanted to touch on it, because this is the first time I have ever seen anything like this. And feel free to correct me in my comments section. For the first time we've ever had a win-a-car tournament in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I'm sure Magic the Gathering has done things like this, but never have I seen this in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Before. And it takes a unique approach, and I wanted to say, yeah, congratulations, Dabbers, for doing something unique for this community. We get a lot of shit for a lot of things, but, we're going on 25 years at this point in this game. It's cool to see that players are trying unique things like this. And, it goes to show that, hey, it might potentially work. So anytime you guys ever see another win-a-car tournament or crazy things like this, send over the results. Come on. Send them on over. And to those of you that participated in this tournament as well, how'd you guys do? How'd you guys like it? I heard a lot of players were heading out to the tournament. I'm not sure on exactly the amount of players that participated. I assume that it was a good number, because let's be honest, win a car, no matter how it is, like, you at least win the car, you can go sell it for decent scrap. All right, you don't want to lug this thing home? Absolutely not. That's fine. Or you could sell it back to the store at probably a decent number, so they could do another win a car tournament. So you have choices that you could make had you been the winner of this, but this definitely beats a win a case, win a prize card. I actually win a prize card tournaments are actually pretty good, depending on the prize card. But nonetheless, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful use of pushing new concepts in the game. And congratulations to Michael Jafar for, actually winning this bad boy, taking it on home. I hope your travels are definitely worth it. And, once again, Dabbers, good job on doing something more unique in this community. Now, the winning list out of this event was actually Orcust. Now, we are post NAWCQ at this point, so it's kind of interesting to see where this list was coming from, along with some of the other mentalities that were kind of present in the community, because, smash 2 monsters together, the deck is still pretty good. So, I've heard a lot of people do not like Connector right now, and it's kind of sad, actually, because Connector started off so good in theory, being able to normal summon, bring out Aqua Dolphin, and then be able to essentially try to disrupt your opponent by getting a free rip from their hand. Absolutely value in theory. But the more that the format has kind of gradually evolved here conceptually, Aqua Dolphin and Connector just, they've fallen to the wayside. Now, I'm not taking anything away from this and saying, no, you shouldn't play this, but the community and trends have definitely started going away from this to a degree. Some players still do support this engine, and I do too, to a degree, but it kind of just depends. Now, we have our Orcust package. We have the 2 Symbol Skeleton, the triple Harp Horror. I think I've seen 1 Symbol too hardcore in some builds, this is definitely more dedicated towards it, so don't try doing that bad ratio. And of course, the 2 copies of the Orcust Nightmare, very essential staples. Our Phantom Knight package for the monsters is also very staple. We have the 1 copy of the Ancient Cloak, the 1 copy of the Silent Boots. There's no changing that whatsoever. And then, of course, the 1 Candina and the 1 copy of Coralbine. Being able to stick a light stage on the field for your Sky Striker matchup, being able to just go, haha, Candina into Coralbine, start your combo. It's really free, actually. It's kind of sad how good the Trickstar Ancient actually is in this deck. Now, we've also got the copy of the 1 World Wand. Fun fact, this actually does allow for your plays to continue. It's mandatory. You can't get away without playing this, unfortunately. Now, we play the triple copies of Called by the Grave. I say this every time this card comes up. Getting interrupted by a hand trap, albeit it might not be a good one to stick, but honestly, it can hurt you a lot. And I do think that being able to resolve this and stop the opponent is very good. We have the 1 copy of the Foolish Barrel. Whoever we need for the combo, we got it. We have the triple copies of Instant Fusion. Being able to stick the Winda on the end phase of the Dingrisu to protect itself is so good because Instant Fusion does try to eat it off. And also having the spot suck up for a monster, also really good value, all for 1,000 life points. I knew it was going to be a sad day when we eventually got something good like Dingrisu for this, and it happened. Of course, we have the 1 copy of the Mystic Mine. Of course, this card is value town for this deck. Being able to have a sub-strategy kind of built into your deck in case things kind of start going south is pretty free. 1 copy of the Babel to make sure that we can resolve our quick effects on our opponent's turn. 1 copy of the Reinforcement of the Army. 1 copy of Set Rotation. 1 copy of Eagle Booster. 1 Hornet Drones. And the Triple Engage. I do like the little mini Sky Striker engine that these decks are starting to play. I know a lot of the players are arguing that this card is too splashable, even to this day, and they want to see this card pushed to 2 on the next list. While I do agree with you that this is pretty unacceptable in the abuse that it is, this is what happens when you produce generically good cards, especially something that says if you control no monsters in the main monster zone. We have the 2 copies of Terraforming and the 2 copies of Light Stage. I do think that 2 Light Stage has definitely become more of the centralized norm now too. 3 is a bit rough, granted. You do want to draw into it, but it's not like you don't have Terraforming to get into it anyway. It just sucks that if you draw a Light Stage past, resolution of the first Light Stage, what are you going to do? Nothing, because you've already used it. Fun fact. We have the 1 copy of the Crescendo, the 2 copies of the Fogblade, and the 1 copy of the Shade Brigadine, wrapping up the main deck. Pretty standardized, honestly, what we're going for here. Down here in the extra deck, 1 Rusty Tin Can, the best damn card that this thing has going for this deck, honestly. 1 copy of Kagari, because sticking and engage into a Hornet Drones into Kagari, just to get back to the Hornet Drones. Yay, value! We have the 1 copy of the Unicorn for spot removal, 1 copy of the Phoenix, and 1 copy of Cerberus, basically whatever you want to start your combo with, essentially. And the 1 copy of Mermaid, our combo starter. Now, we also have the triple copies of Galtea. I do know that some builds like Longrisu, I don't think that this is one of those builds that wants to be playing Longrisu. I know the card's good, don't get me wrong, but I think for what Michael was going for here, it just wasn't working for him to play Longrisu. We have the 1 copy of the Boral Sword Dragon, 1 Time Thief Redoer, because this card's still good, 2 copies of Dingrisu, 1 copy of Thousand Eyes Restrict for the Suck Suck, 1 copy of the Winda, because floodgating our opponent is totally fair. And then the side deck, we have triple copies of Lancia for Thunder, triple copies of Chaos Hunter, also for Thunder. We have triple copies of Gnome Material. Being able to do this turn 1, I know so many players are still like, I don't like this card. Like, it doesn't do anything, but you have to remember, in a fast-paced game like Yu-Gi-Oh!, stopping that key 1 critical play is literally all you need. Then we have the triple copies of the Radion the Multidimensional Kaiju. Remember, being locked underneath Dark for the turn is pretty good. And we have the triple copies of Evenly Matched, wrapping up Mr. Michael Jafar's list. So, congratulations on winning a car, sir. I think that's a pretty cool accomplishment. Granted, a lot of players that might not see the value in this, but nonetheless, I think this is fucking awesome. But what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.